These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
I'm pretty confident talking into a mic. Hey, I'm doing it right now. But home projects? I second guess everything. Is that noise normal? Is that water damage? Who do I even call? That's where Thumbtack comes in. Just upload a photo or voice note, and it uses AI-powered search to match you with the right top-rated local pro. So instead of guessing, you get clarity and can hire with confidence. For your next home project, try Thumbtack. Hire the right pro today.
Guys, July 25th, the paperback of The Butcher and the Wren is coming at ya. And this is a huge deal because paperbacks rule, first of all. And second of all, paperbacks are awesome. You can really shove them. They're easy to carry around. You can shove them in your bag and you can bring them everywhere.
She's motioning back pocket.
I am. I don't know why. But that, I think it's pretty small. So like you can put it in your back pocket, enough. I think. You got a big back pocket, shove it right in there. You put it wherever you want. I don't care. Just read it. But read it first, preferably. But do what you want because I support all of you. But the cool thing about this one, besides being able to put it wherever you want, is there's a sneak peek of the sequel.
Whoa!
The second book, the second Butcher and the Wren book. There is a sneak peek chapter in the paperback edition, which comes out July 25th. So go get it. And then you can read a sneak peek chapter of the second one. And you can be like, I read that chapter. None of you did. And then everybody who got the paperback can be like, I did too. And then you guys can talk about it. But everyone else will be like, I don't know what that chapter is. And you'll be cooler.
And right now, I'm one of the only people that can say I read that chapter and nobody else did.
And now you can too.
Get on my level.
Get on Ash's level. July 25th, the paperback book edition of The Butcher and the Wren. Go get it everywhere. I love you guys.
Books and literacy. Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is Morbid.
Special Morbid though.
It's Listener Tales, which means it is brought to you by you, for you, from you, and all about you, baby.
We love Listener Tales.
And you love Listener Tales. Everyone loves Listener Tales. I could go on forever.
And you know what? This is a nice little break. We've had some pretty brutal cases lately.
Yes.
So we decided that we were going to do a Listener Tales episode that is completely based on haunted houses.
Haunted shit. Haunted shit.
We love it. We've got some good ones coming at you. We're going to start this right off
With a bang.
with one entitled Listener Tales. A sentient meat product.
No, thank you.
A mythological creature from Ireland.
Sure.
And a very tired English human.
Yeah, anytime.
I'll take it.
The only thing I don't want in that lot is a sentient meat product.
And that lot.
In that lot, I know, I felt the English.
I felt the English there. So it says, hello, ladies. I'll forego the gushy stuff, except to say you deserve all the praise you get and more. Wow.
Oh,
It's really nice. I've loved being on the journey with you and listening to you grow and become even more skilled as both hosts and researchers. Alaina, congrats on the book. You're amazing. Oh, thank
Aw.
you. Ash, you're amazing and deserve all the kudos there is to give.
wow, thank you.
Congrats to you and Drew.
Thank you again.
Sorry you don't get a PDF, but you do get a nice double-spaced Word document you can mark up and edit and shit. Read this on the show or not. Either way is cool. Hope you enjoy it regardless.
Aww.
And this is from Alan.
Also, in my mind, a PDF and a Word document, excuse me, a PDFO, wow.
Whoa.
Horrible.
Who are
And
you?
a Word document are just the same thing.
Same thing. This one's called A Chicken Wing Named Frank.
Oh, I like that it has dual titles.
I like it.
A chicken wing named Frank.
So it says, I have one lengthy tale for you with one or two meandering but relevant detours.
My favorite kind.
I've known from an early stage in life that I have been, shall we say, sensitive to things around me that most people spend their entire lives in blissful unawareness of. My first paranormal experiences came, in a way, it often does for bored kids growing up in shitty neighborhoods. With no money for the real thing, and an almost ever-present concern for me and my friends, we often took to improvising and making do as we could. For my then best friend, that often meant setting fires and using a magnifying glass to torture ants and the like. Seriously, I'm more than a little amazed that he isn't a serial killer by this point. In truth, I don't know that he isn't, as we haven't spoken in a couple of decades and now live in different continents. As I moved from my hometown of Sunderland in the northeast of England, you know it, you're from Mass, and you have one of your very own, and now live in Los Angeles. I love that he's like, he might be a serial killer. Who knows?
I don't know.
Anyway, as I was saying, when we went kicking around causing trouble or running from the fires that had gotten out of control with the sound of sirens closing in, we used to cobble things together to keep ourselves entertained. One such misguided example of this was a phase we went through of homemade Ouija boards.
Oh no.
We would cobble them together from letters drawn on scrap paper and then ripped down to size and arranged in a circle.
That makes it 10 times scarier.
So chilling.
Yeah.
A shot glass for a planchette thrown into the mix, and we would yell at ghosts for attention.
Wow.
One typically damp English summer, we got to doing this almost on the daily and contacted what claimed to be the same spirit repeatedly. I cannot for the life of me bring its name to mind, so I'm just going to call the little fucker Casper, even though he was anything but friendly. So as subsequents?
Sobriquets?
I like that word. Go, it is quite frankly shite.
What is it?
I don't know. Look it up, man.
I'm about to.
You just taught me a new word,
I
Alan.
know. Do you want to hear it?
I want to hear what it is.
It's
how you say it.
Sobriquet.
Sobriquet. Oh, we
Sobriquet.
should have known that. That was
a person's
silent T.
nickname.
Sobriquet.
Sobriquet.
Alan, you just taught me a new word, and I appreciate that
My
about you.
sobriquet is Ash. Oh shit.
Sorry you had a phone call.
Sorry. It was a work call, so
that makes it better.
Don't at me.
Don't at me about my work call,
I don't really know
okay?
where you can at me at this
I was
point,
just gonna say, can't you even at you?
You can at me on Instagram, but
don't.
I mean,
Don't about that.
Yeah, don't about that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't about that. You can at me about other shit. I might see it.
Oh, so anyway,
Literally.
during one of these idiocy-fueled communions with a denizen of hell, shit started to get wild. My mother, I love that denizen of hell.
I know you're really good at writing.
You are, Alan.
Because you're English.
My mother, bless her innocent heart, liked to collect porcelain dolls for what I can only presume is reasons of closeted sadism, as those fuckers are terrifying. One of the little shits lived on top of the Welsh dresser in an alcove in the corner of the living room. And I swear to God, this thing's head started rotating a la Reagan from The Exorcist.
No, thank you.
My friends booked it, leaving me to dismantle the board and close the unexpected portal to hell that had just yawned open its maw in the middle of the living room. When I joined them outside, what was to me at most 2 or 3 minutes, they swore blind I had been gone something closer to 20.
What?
Yay for lost time. Oh, and as a side note, from then on, every time it was thunder and lightning, from then on, a baby could be heard screaming from my parents' bedroom.
What?
The fuck?
Oh my God. Also, sorry if you hear crackling. I'm readjusting.
Either I have some kind of dubious gift, or I opened a door I have been unable to close on that day, as ever since I've been a fucking magnet for spectral bullshit.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, now I have rambled enough time to get to the grist. When I was 21, I moved to the United States, and via 4 years working on cruise ships and a wander around various states, I ended up in California, which is where I am now.
California.
There you go. Meandering to the point, I was living in a house in Temecula. Sorry, I almost said Temecula.
Honestly, did the inside voice in my head say
Temecula.
Temecula? Yeah,
Temecula.
it did.
There it is. I was living in a house in Temecula, which the landlord sold without warning, forcing me to move in with a friend one town over in Murrieta at short notice. The house was something of a menagerie, sprawling.
I love that word.
I do too. It's a good one. Sprawling and home to assorted weirdos. Ooh. I need to paint you a picture of the layout of this rather large cookie-cutter deposit at the end of a cul-de-sac.
Ooh.
Downstairs had a full guest suite attached to the main house, but fully equipped as a functioning studio apartment. Upstairs, my bedroom was directly above that and located halfway down an open hallway that overlooked an entrance hall. Before coming to my room at the top of the stairs, you passed my friend C's bedroom and then her daughter L's room. Then after passing my room, separated by a shared bathroom, was my friend's younger sister D's room. Keep this layout in your mind as it becomes important soon. Another important thing to note is that all the adults in the house, bar my friend's husband M, who was a combat veteran with severe complex PTSD, and D, who was trying hard to be a model and succeeding only at being a problem, were casino dealers or supervisors at the same casino, and as such, all worked nights.
Okay.
Now back to the downstairs studio. Living there was a lady named T, her teenage son, and her toddler son.
T, and T.
There you go. All in a studio, mind you, with one bed.
Oh my God.
Weird setup. I am something of a magnet for neglected strays, which I don't mind as I love kids. And every afternoon when I would sit on the couch in the entry hall reading before work, the toddler would come and hang out with me.
Aww.
Being a mini person in Vietnamese, so trying to learn 2 languages at the same time, he wouldn't say much that I understood. However, occasionally he would point at the empty air and say, "The lady, the lady." Put that in your noggin and let's ratchet this up to 11.
No.
Lying on my bed one night on my day off, and with the window open for air, because fuck the desert, I heard T's voice directly yelling below me, yelling, "If you don't shut up and behave, you're going back in the closet." Yep, toddler in the closet.
No.
Of course, I told C the next day, as it was her house. I also, when driving to work with another friend R, told her what had happened the night before. Immediately, she tells me her mom, who is a medium and lives with her, woke up last night from a dream screaming about how she had to help the boy in the closet.
What?
Okay, shit had just gotten very real. Apparently, an old lady had come to her in her dream and led her to a house where she was told a boy was locked in a closet inside and was in danger.
Oh my God.
R's mom agreed to come to the house and try and help that night after work. Fast forward 8 or 9 hours, and the 3 of us, me, R, and her mom, are standing at the front door. Opening said front door, and at this point naively still not taking this as seriously as I should be, I take off my suit jacket and walk straight upstairs to dump it on my bedroom floor. Halfway up, I suddenly hit a cold spot, like beyond cold. The kind of cold that makes your chicken skin handbag pull your bullocks up into your abdomen for safekeeping. He's talking about a scrotum.
I was really, really trying to figure that out.
I saw it on your face.
I was like, I'm chicken skin
handbag. Pull your bullocks up into your abdomen for safekeeping.
So he's talking about
a phenomenal way of saying that. Apparently, at least according to Mom, I had just walked right through her. Mom starts having a chat with this discount La Llorona and finds out that it is toddler's gran on the dad's side, and the boy needs to be helped as he is being abused.
Oh, sweetie.
Apparently, this tete-a-tete didn't go over very well, as when Mom asked her to trot off into the light, she grew angry and hurled Mom, who is a tiny old cancer-surviving Filipina lady who is clinging to life out of stubbornness more than vigor, into the wall.
Oh my God.
At this point, all hell breaks loose. R is crying, Mom is moaning, I'm swearing. Lost as to anything else to do, and after checking on Mom, I paced around and happened to pass the door to this clearly cursed guest studio. Now it was my turn to be roughed up a little bit, as I felt a force on my shoulders pushing me to the ground. Anyway, after much praying by Mom and puckering of bunghole by me, the wraith left, and it was all over, or so we thought. Soon after Child Services became involved, and C made T move out, God only knows what happened to that poor toddler. I still carry no small amount of guilt and regret over the whole situation. It was a mess all around, and I can only hope he is in a better place.
Oh my God.
For a brief period, there was relative calm and harmony in the house, at least as much as they could be, given the circumstances of the misfits clustered there together. Slowly but steadily, a heaviness settled over the house. A brooding presence, one that was a fleeting glimpse out of the corner of the eye when walking through a door, or the burning of eyes boring into the back of your neck when sat alone in the evening.
Ugh.
Tensions ratcheted up. M and C split, with M moving downstairs. D was a near constant shit stirrer. L, a young teen, never left her room, and I did much the same. Things continued to escalate exponentially. The hallway upstairs became heavy with a feeling of dread that clung to it in a thick miasma. Miasma is one of my favorite words.
I like miasma.
Also a good ghost song. Now,
oh yeah,
it's really
every
good.
time that one comes on, I just go miasma.
She does, can confirm. Now, I said we all worked nights. This, of course, meant that whenever I got home, it was already dark, and C&M's sloppy housekeeping meant a lack of bulbs. Okay, quick aside. For real, that house was both cavernous and unkempt. There was once a half-eaten chicken wing left by the front door that was there so long, I gave the little fella a name. Frank and I were tight, right up until my desire to not have rotten food on the floor overrode my reluctance to clean up after a grown-ass woman.
Frank, you're out of here.
You're out of here, Frank. Anyway, the result of this was me walking the green mile to my bedroom with only the company of the light on my phone. At least I wish that had been my only company. Every single time I walked that corridor, I did so with someone walking right at my back, inside my bubble of personal space, and close enough to feel hot breath on the nape of my neck.
That made me have to do like a little wipe it off the back of mine.
When one night, and almost at my bedroom door with phone in hand, trying to pierce the black, a text came through, and I stopped to look at it. This caused the thing at my back to stop too. And by this point, accustomed as I was to the lack of boundaries, I thought whatever let me reply to this. It was at this point that it touched me. Its hand, a macabre spider clambering its way over my shoulder, up my neck, and onto my cheek.
This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think, or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Now I admit, this is fucking horrific, and I was suitably terrified. It's just that writing this now, I know what is next, so it feels somewhat insignificant by comparison. Oh God. Anyway, after that night, I decided it was time to speak up. Dee was, like I said, an instigator, but for some reason, her and I had an understanding and a weird connection. Not gonna lie, a good 40% of that was, for me, was the booty. that thing was
dummy thick.
Thank you for saying it. Please say that entire sentence for me.
Not gonna lie, a good 40% of that for me was the booty. That thing was dummy thick.
I'm obsessed with you. So it was her that I brought it up to, and it turned out she had been having an even more torrid time as she was seeing smoky apparitions coming out of the walls and wandering the house all the fucking time. Yikes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
As soon as we could, we tracked down C, and I told her we needed to fix this shit. Now remember, we were shift workers with different days off, and although we all lived in the same house, we could go days without seeing each other. Which will hopefully explain why we hadn't told each other what had been going on sooner. C said she wanted to get a priest involved. She was raised Catholic, and well, she owned the house. Think back, if you will, to Frank. Then think about how utterly lazy this cow was. So guess who went to the church? If you guessed me, ding ding, you win a prize.
Yay.
Muggins here takes a trip to the local Catholic church. Now you have to understand, I don't like those places.
Same.
Always feel like I'm going to catch fire.
Also same.
I really only have one thing to say about that priest. Complete cunt.
Oh.
He told me, and I quote, "Because you were baptized a Methodist, you don't have a sophisticated enough relationship with God, and that is why this is happening." Fuck you.
Suck a dick.
And he said, "Fucking wank splat."
Wank splat.
Wank splat.
I like that.
I'll spare you my retort and just say I left without looking back.
Why did you spare us your retort?
You honestly tell me it.
Tell me.
Fuming, I told C we were going to do this my way, and being the spooky fucker I am, we went to the witchcraft store in Oceanside.
Hell yeah.
We need to be friends.
Yep.
I'm extremely anti-religion, but not anti-deity, and I do have a spiritual side.
Relatable.
I'm familiar with the tarot, having found an ancient Rider-Waite deck behind a brick in an empty house a friend moved into when I was 16. That's cool.
That's really fucking
That deck
cool.
is older than me and has history seeped into it. It has now found its way to Los Angeles, where I take care of it.
Oh.
I'm saying this because I'm familiar with the whole reading palaver and thought I knew what to expect. Wrong. As soon as we walked into that store, we were screeched at by what I can still only assume was a banshee who had given up on the whole death malarkey and found gainful employment.
You're really funny.
After scaring the cats, she extended a claw right at me and at D, and at D stood next to me and said, You cannot live together. Too much emotion. One of you needs to move out." Okay, lady drama, but you have my attention. We did the whole here's what's going on thing and sat down for a reading. If the howling woman was to be believed, Dee and I both had a sensitivity. No shit. And because of feelings between us, it was just being amplified in a feedback loop, and we were pulling every spirit in the area towards us. Look at you two and your lusty lust, causing all kinds of fucking shenanigans.
You guys kind of like caused a hellmouth.
You did. Good for you.
Yeah, look at you guys.
Are you meant to be, though? Maybe?
You said
if you create a
dummy
hellmouth.
thick, so I think so.
And you created a hellmouth
If
together.
anyone referred to my booty as dummy thick, I would think, I think we're meant to be.
So he said, make of this what you will. It's what she said. Who the hell knows? She was right about one thing, at least. There was for sure unresolved tension there. Uh-oh, Ellen.
Oh, no.
Is this going to turn into a fanfic right now? What's going to happen? Long story, slightly less long. They agreed to send a team to the house to do a ghost busting after the upcoming weekend, which happened to be Thanksgiving. Being English, Thanksgiving is always a little lost on me, and as much as I enjoy it when I get together with friends for it, I never feel the lack if I spend it alone. The rest of the house, being all family, went home to El Centro, leaving me, having declined their invitation to join them, and having to work anyway, alone for 4 days. Thanksgiving night, the first fucking night, I get home from work around 2 a.m. Walk up the driveway, put my hand on the doorknob, and this wave of absolute terror washes over me.
I'd be like, well, hotel it is.
Yep. I don't have adequate words to describe how strong it was. I was trembling, crouched down to the ground, trying to curl up fetal without getting on my side.
Oh my God.
I have never felt anything like it, and I knew if I went in that house, something terrible was going to happen. Not being a complete idiot and having seen enough horror movies, I knew well enough to back the fuck off and retreat to my car. Smart. I was already calling a friend for a place to stay before I got off the driveway. When I got to my car, I turned around to lean on it while I waited for him to answer and looked up at the window at the end of that fucking hallway to see. I'm still not sure how to describe it. It was like I saw negative space where the shape of a man should be. I knew something was there watching me.
Ooh.
That's a really good way of describing that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had to go back the next day for clean clothes, etc. When I got back, making sure to do it in broad daylight, I parked on the driveway, which I never did, and ran inside and straight up to my room, slamming the door behind me. As I hurriedly changed into a clean shirt and tie, the entire house was shaking and crashing. I could hear banging and slamming against the wall facing that bloody hallway. I noped the fuck out of there as fast as I could and didn't go back until the following Monday, the day Ghostbusters were coming.
It's giving casita.
Right?
The house is mad at you
But like
guys.
angry casita.
Yeah. I mean, casita was pretty angry.
The end of Encanto.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
When they came, they rang the bell because that's what people do when they come to your house. I answered, and I shit you not, the 5 of them stepped into the entry hall, looked at each other, and immediately left. That's right. They took one look and scuttled off.
Are you kidding? No explanation?
An hour later, the door knocks again, and they are back, apologizing for running off. They explained that they had not been ready for how bad it was and needed to prepare more. They could have told you that.
Yeah, you could have been like, hey, we'll be back.
Shoot a text. I don't know.
Or maybe they're believers and like, they're like, I'll be right back.
For some reason known to no one, C wanders off, leaving me to do all the talking. Seriously, this bitch. They do their thing, which takes about 3 hours and involved a lot of sage and candles with added chanting. When they had finished and came to report, it turned out we had a total of 6 spirits in the house.
I honestly thought they were going to say more.
Yeah. Ooh. The one following me was a child killer in life who had been executed.
Fuck that.
He had attached to me because he had sensed vulnerability. Here's where I tell you that I was abused as a child by an overly friendly teacher.
Oh, I'm so
sorry about that.
That's so messed up.
And that's really fucked up of that ghost.
Yeah, of course it is.
At the end of the hallway was a mischievous but harmless male ghost who missed being alive and made all the noise trying to get our attention.
Oh my God.
He had been who I saw at the window, and he never left that spot, as to do so would have meant he had to pass by the killer who he was afraid of.
Oh, sweetie.
I just got chills.
I did too.
Downstairs, there was an old lady and an unrelated old man who were just lost.
Oh.
Outside my bedroom was the ghost of my dad, who had sensed I was in danger and came back to protect me.
My body is warming
Full
so
chills.
hard right now. It's going warm.
He regularly fought with the killer and kept him out of my room.
Holy shit.
That's a dad.
That is a dad.
In Elle's room, her grandfather was doing much the same thing for her. There had been not one, but 2 vortexes in the entry hall downstairs, and that, coupled with untrained abilities on the part of me and Dee, had been a huge pillar of light pulling everything and anything in. They said they had closed them, but if neither myself or Dee, or preferably both of us, left, they would not stay closed for long. I took their advice and moved the fuck out as soon as I could, into a place where the food didn't hang around long enough to gain sentience.
Oh, and you never got to hook up with Dee.
Damn it.
Darn.
That is my story. I'm going to include a couple of short things as a follow-up, just to show how often this shit happens to me. However, feel free to leave this part out in the rare event you want to read this behemoth out loud.
We do.
I just did. So let's see. Oh, there's not much on this, so I'll read the rest. The place I live in right now is next to Sony Pictures in LA, on the same street, in fact. I started life as accommodation for cast members way back in the day. When I moved in, I felt the familiar presence of not being alone and always being watched. One night in the early weeks, I was woken up by a voice screaming, "Leave," in my ear. I said I worked in casinos. Well, I left that, and I'm now working on a PhD in clinical psychology. Badass.
Casual.
My focus is adult behavior and survivors of childhood sexual abuse. You are a badass.
You are.
Due to that and COVID limiting my lab time, I was conducting interviews in my apartment with people I know, so I could pitch an idea for more formal research later. When I was editing footage of one of my interviewees pausing in the recounting of their abuse to cry, there was a distinct female voice that said, "Go ahead, I'm listening," in the background.
What?
Ooh, chills. I had a psychic out again for this, and it being LA, it was, of course, one of those TV ones. That's just how the ludicrous place works. She showed up on my doorstep beating a drum and dancing while chanting. Great impressions for new neighbors. Lastly, I took a trip to Nashville recently as a friend's kid was about to give birth. And as I've known her kids since they were young, she had asked for me to be there.
Oh my God.
Somewhere in New Mexico, I had dozed off in the passenger seat and woke up to a dude sat between me and the driver, where the middle seat would be in a truck with a bench seat. He had a camera and was taking pictures, turned to look at me, and faded out.
What?
My stomach even just went, what?
I know, that was a wild one. Was I wanting that or the stomach?
In Nashville.
My stomach's like, what?
In Nashville, I had taken a nap one afternoon and upon waking, wandered through the living room and joined my friend outside for a smoke. Walking through, the pregnant daughter was snoozing on the couch and an old man was standing looking down at her smiling. I said hello, and he turned to look at me and said hello back. When I asked my friend who he was, no old man was over visiting. Another ghost.
Oh my God.
Just smiling down at a pregnant lady.
Oh, that's sweet.
My most recent experience, as recently as last month, I woke up in the middle of the night to someone stepping on my bed as if they were going to climb up between my legs. Not scary. I just said, stop that, and dozed back off. Stop that.
Stop that.
It's just dozed back off. I think it was just an entity not used to being perceived. My gift, if you can call it that, seems to be getting stronger as I age. I've now progressed to being able to see what before I could only feel, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Thanks for taking the time to read what is way longer than I had planned. Feel free to use my name, Alan. Thanks, Alan.
Alan, good fucking luck, brother.
Your fucking stories are astonishing.
And you write so, like, beautifully.
I love when I can see it all in my head. I can see that place in my head.
That's, like, my favorite thing ever.
And those ghosts, like, write a book about that, please. Because that sounds like such a cool idea. Like, you should write a book about those particular ones. It would be cool to write something about, like, a gaggle of ghosts in a place.
Gaggle of ghosts.
You know?
I would
That's
love
really
that.
cool.
I know. I'm nervous for you, Alan.
I'm nervous for you, but I feel like you've got a handle on it because you were like, stop that.
Yeah.
And then
you
just went
referred
back
to
to
somebody's
sleep.
booty as dummy thick. So I think you're fine.
I think you're okay, Alan. I'm not worried about you at all, actually.
Dummy thick.
I think you're going to be all right.
And that was with 2 C's, y'all.
It was.
So that,
I love
that
Alan.
shit was thick.
Alan for life.
Alan forever.
That was amazing.
All right, I claim this one, and you might be disappointed. Listener tale. How do I break it to my family that me shitting my pants in first grade led to a red-eyed demon guy haunting us?
How do you?
For all you folks that can't read this along with me, it's shitting, SHIDDING.
Shitting.
Shitting. It says, hello. Attached is a... I sounded like Gru. Attached is a size 14 font double space puttifa. Hope y'all enjoy and much love.
Much love.
Hello, my lovelies. My name is Natalie. Natalie.
There you go.
You can use my name. And I'm from Mass.
Hey, Massachusetts gal.
Hey. Unfortunately, from Western Mass, where it's all farms. Hey, I'm going there tonight.
Pretty, though.
But who doesn't love the smell of fresh cow shit at 7 a.m. on the way to work?
Who doesn't?
No hate to cows because they're cute, but man, they're stanky.
Truth.
You know, I kind of want cows.
Yeah.
I like really want like baby cows. And like I know they'll grow up.
I was just going to say they will not stay baby cows.
No,
just
I'm
need
aware.
you to know that.
but that I could continue to have baby cows.
Baby cows.
But I need a bull for that, I guess.
You sure do.
Yeah, and a much bigger yard.
And experience with that kind of shit.
Yeah. But I do want baby cows. So I know every listener starts.
I do want baby cows, though.
I do want baby cows at the end of the day. I'm just going to start getting like weird contacts on Instagram.
You sure are.
Anyways, I know every listener tale starts out with gushing over our love for y'all, but I'm still going to do it, so suck it.
Absolutely.
I was first introduced to you guys by my sister, and I fell so deeply in love with the podcast. I love the way you guys write and talk about these cases. Please don't ever stop.
Aw, thanks.
Thank you. I got my mom hooked on the pod, and the first episodes I had her listen to was the John Wayne Gacy series.
Eek.
Probably ruined her lovely flight to Tennessee, but sorry,
Truth.
not sorry, Mom. Yeah, that was an interesting flight for Mama. I even got my boyfriend to listen to some episodes with me. Side note, he usually doesn't like podcasts and doesn't believe in paranormal spoopy ghosties. Like, what? Who am I dating? And he loves the pod too.
Oh, I love it.
Thanks, everybody. Every time there's a new episode, I get so excited to listen to y'all's banter. It makes my heart so happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You make my heart so happy.
Agreed. Anyways, here is the time that me shitting my pants in the first grade led to the big scary red-eyed demon dude haunting my family. Smiley face, smiley face. My sister was also drafting a story about this, but that was a while ago, and I don't know if she sent it in, so sorry, sis. Love ya.
I love it.
So it all started on that day in first grade. The one where you sit in a circle on the hard floor, sharing your name and your favorite color.
Ugh.
Now, it is important to say that I have had GI issues ever since I was born, and also had terrible acid reflux.
Oh.
Relatable on the GI issues. So whatever little Natalie had eaten that morning, boom, straight to my asshole, ready to come out like a rocket. Needless to say, really had to shit. I remember sitting on my knees, bouncing up and down, anxiously waiting for the right moment to ask my teacher to go to the bathroom. Isn't it so fucked up that we have to ask another human being for permission to use the fucking facilities? Yeah. Like, you wouldn't have never had to shit on the floor if that was the case.
No, you should never have to ask. You should just be like, I'm going to the bathroom.
I'll be right back.
Like, if somebody needs to take, like, a little kid, you know?
Mm-hmm. Or anything. Like, even if you're an adult, go to the bathroom.
Just go to the bathroom.
Little me was experiencing social anxiety very young and was gaining consciousness at the time, and realized I could talk whenever I wanted to, and it wasn't just automatic, and that made me nervous. So my dying question of, Miss, can I please go to the bathroom? Was lodged in the back of my throat, fighting to come out.
Oh,
that's so sad. I had waited until I really could not hold it any longer, and finally asked my teacher. She said no.
Oh, fuck that teacher.
No.
That's bullshit. Don't tell a little first grader they can't go to the bathroom.
Honestly, one of the first things I'm going to teach my kids when they go to school is that, like, if anybody ever tells you can't go to the bathroom, laugh at them and make your way to the bathroom.
Yeah, one thing you shouldn't say no to is a little kid saying, I have to go to the bathroom.
Seriously, like, who the fuck do you think you are?
That's bullshit.
Like, excuse me, Miss Teacher, but what? You're going to deny that I have to shit right now, this second, in my pants? Wow. Yeah. Okay. The lady easily could have, you know what, though? I bet after this, she never said no to anyone going to the bathroom ever again.
You taught her a lesson.
This lady would have easily been the beginning of my villain story. So, not being able to go to the bathroom, I had no other option than to shit in my pants. There probably was another option.
No, there wasn't.
But oh well, I was dramatic. I love you. So after it happened, my teacher then told me I could go to the bathroom.
That is, like, cruel.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Like, so she gave you a nice, traumatic, embarrassing moment, and then was like, now you can go. Fuck you, teacher.
Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
If this specific teacher is listening right now, fuck you.
Fuck you. Your booty is not dummy thick.
No, it is not.
Man, I wanted to slap her, but off I went, waddling to the bathroom. Aww. I did, in fact, flush my underwear down the toilet, because I really just wanted to hide that I just did that.
Oh, I want to hug you.
They probably did find out after having massive plumbing issues, but I digress.
Good, I hope they did.
Yeah, they deserved them. I had my mom pick me up, and we drove to visit my uncle at the house he was working on. At least I think that's what was happening. I don't know. I was young. I don't know how we got there, but we somehow ended up at this 3-story house that my uncle was renting out as apartments. I remember playing outside and barely remember anything about inside this house, but I remember it being spooky. Fast forward to a few years ago, I found out that this house was hella haunted. The 3rd floor specifically. So my uncle, he was very much in tune with the paranormal. I used to babysit for him, and before he left to work in the mornings, he would tell me stories about that house. It all started when he first began working there. He always felt a presence, and it, quote-unquote, lived on the 3rd floor. He told me it had red eyes, and that's the only feature of this entity that he could make out besides a dark shadow.
Ew.
I did some research, and demons with red eyes were once a legend known as the Legend of the Weed Road Ogan.
Maybe.
Which began in the Flanders region of Belgium in the late 17th century after reports of children who went missing and were believed to be victims of a cannibalistic shapeshifter.
Damn.
It's said that he seeks his skin to become whole again as the demonic figure he once was.
Jesus.
That's giving Buffy.
Yeah, it is.
Serving
Watch the rewatcher if you're not watching it yet.
Yeah.
It's funny as fuck. You like listener tales? You'll like that.
You will love the rewatcher. Yeah. Go listen wherever you listen to podcasts. Wow. That's really ingrained in my fucking psyche.
That was just in there.
Yeah. I think I say that in my sleep. During the 20th century, the ghostly being became known as
the Necker.
The Necker. As part of a story told to children who stayed up past their bedtime that they would be eaten alive if they didn't go to sleep.
Damn.
That'll get you off to dreamland. Kind of scary. But this information plays a huge role later on. He knew not to mess with it, and he would try to ignore it, but Mr. Demon Man had other plans. My uncle would be working on something and would look up and find himself walking across the room. Whatever this entity was taking the form of my uncle. Like, imagine seeing yourself, but not yourself, standing right in front of you. Nah, I would have pieced the fuck out.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hi, it's Sierra Miller. I can't wait for you to check out my new collection of shoes and accessories at Designer Shoe Warehouse. If you love shoes as much as I do, then trust me, I got you. From cute sneakerinas to the perfect flip-flops to stunning heels, these shoes are all style, no drama. It's a girl's girl summer, and DSW has just the shoes. Shop the Sierra Miller collection right now at your DSW store or dsw.com.
This is when my uncle knew that this was more serious than he thought. We never went back to that house after that one day. My dad, however, would go occasionally over to help my uncle with the work. My dad was also very religious and also very in tune with the paranormal. There was one day they were working on whatever project, and my dad remembers having this one intrusive thought just completely overtake his head. It was almost screaming at him. It was telling him that someone had hung themselves in the attic and to go help them.
Whoa.
He couldn't take it anymore, and he told my uncle, knowing he would get it. They ventured to the attic, and there was a rope hanging from a crossbar on the ceiling. My uncle said he had never been up there since he started fixing the place up, and he didn't know it was there. Below the rope, there was a box of old handwritten papers, but they never figured out what they were. That's so spooky and so tragic.
Oh.
This aspect of the house was never fully figured out, and we have no idea how it plays into the rest of what happened. So spooky. After the house was completely renovated and ready to be rented out, shit started to go downhill. I think my uncle had made the tenants aware of the entity, but I can't quite remember. It was mainly the women that would be affected. It started with sheets being tugged in the middle of the night. I don't like it. And then it progressed to grabbing the ankles and the wrists. I hate that. Leaving bruises on their arms. One story my uncle told me really gave me the chills. This only happened to one of the women. She woke up in the middle of the night feeling really cold and off, like something was watching her. She was suddenly pinned down to the bed by her wrists and ankles and couldn't move. Her chest felt heavy, like something was pressing down on her. She tried thrashing around to get out of the grip of this entity. It let go, and the uneasy feeling she felt before was gone. She called my uncle the same night to tell him what happened. He went the next morning to swear the entity out of the house. There are so many other stories he told me about this house, but those are the few that really stood out. Moral of the story is, this entity was no fucking joke. Now let's go back to my stanky younger self.
I was wondering. I was like, how does this connect?
I was like, where does the poop correlate? The visit was short-lived, and we went home, and Red Eyes happily came home with us.
Oh,
what a dick.
What a dick indeed.
Things quickly started to progress. My sister's hair would be pulled. I would be pushed down the stairs.
Oh my God.
I would remember being in the shower and feeling something grab at my shoulders. Sounds pervy to me.
Me too.
Shit was whack.
Truly.
No one really knows this because it still scares me to this day. But this was also the time where I started experiencing sleep paralysis.
I'm sorry.
I know. Or so I thought. But now I know it was this entity tormenting me. I would wake up not being able to move, and when I looked around, I saw the dark shadow and red eyes staring at me from the corner. This dream would happen at least once a week. I always had weird dreams, so I didn't really think anything of it at the time. But this tormenting behavior continued for a few weeks, until my dad faced it eye to eye. It was around 5 or 6 in the evening, and he was making dinner. He started to feel uneasy, like something was watching him. He looked over at the doorway that led to the porch, and there it was, standing in the porch, directly in line with the doorway, watching.
What?
It had never showed itself the whole time it had been at our house, and we didn't know it was the thing tormenting my sister and I. My dad had put the pieces together, and he was pissed. I mean, for obvious reasons. Like, if something was tormenting my young children, I'd go full mama bear and square up with any demon.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Cage match.
My dad swore the entity out of our house, and it left. As simple as that.
Damn, your dad is powerful.
He is. Whatever this thing was, only wanted to mess with people, and I'm happy it was nothing more than that. Where it left to, we don't know, but it was probably mad that my stanky ass walked into his home and stunk up the place and wanted to get back at me. So, sorry, fam. I'm obsessed with you. Although this isn't the reason Demon Guy followed us back home. What a coincidence it was that it was the very same day I shitted my pants. For a few years this happened. My sister and I, and sometimes my dad, would feel uneasy whenever we drove by the house. I don't get the feeling anymore, which makes me wonder what our demon friend is up to now. Hope he's living the life, not being perverted or fucking with people's lives.
Me too.
But that's my story. If you want to hear the other tales of the house or my uncle's other paranormal stories, let me know and I'll send them in. We do. Send them in.
Send them in.
Best wishes, and I hope y'all keep it weird, but not so weird that take it away, Ash. Not so weird that you're a teacher that tells a little kid that they can't go to the bathroom, so then they end up shitting their pants in your classroom, and you're like, oh, actually, now you can go to the bathroom. Definitely keep it so weird that if that happens to you, you flush your underwear down the toilet, because fuck that school and that whole entire system. But don't keep it so weird that you bring a red-eyed demon home with you, because you really don't want to experience that, and it sounds kind of messy. Bye.
Yeah.
You know?
You know?
You know what I mean?
Don't do any of that.
I hadn't done like a good one in a while, and it felt nice.
That was really good. And
Thanks.
Natalie, damn. Is all I have to say.
Damn.
Just damn.
Damn, Natalie.
Natalie. So should I read, because you'll read the other one. Should I read about the time I bought a demon house?
Yeah.
Or living in a notoriously haunted house?
You read whatever your little black heart desires.
I'm going to go with notoriously.
You know what?
It just like spoke to me.
I thought you were going to.
Yeah.
And it made me want to say notorious.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
I know.
Duran.
It's called
it's called we right, you know?
I'm making a motion between our two heads.
And I'm like, it's called something I can't.
Telepathy.
There it is. There it is.
Telepathy. ESPN.
It's ESPN or something.
It's like I have ESPN or something.
So, living in a notoriously haunted house.
Yeah,
Hope you guys enjoy this listener tale about the 5 years my family spent in the most well-known haunted house in our county.
Oh my God, I thought that said country, and I was like,
in our country. Like, what the fuck? All right, let's see. You can probably tell from the title that this story is a doozy.
I can.
Let me tell you, my life has been one hell of a wild ride. The 5 years my family spent in this house is just the icing on the cake. But first, allow me to introduce myself. Hey, y'all. My name is Mary Grace, and I'm from a small town in South Carolina.
That's such a pretty name. Mary Grace.
I know, Mary Grace. Feel free to say all that out loud. I found Morbid about a year ago when my commute to work was an hour, and I desperately needed to kill time. You guys were exactly what I was looking for. I've been hooked since day one, and now I listen to every one of your episodes while I'm going to bed at night. Side note, not the best time to listen to stories of people being brutally murdered.
Yeah, I think they just did a study about that. You guys are all fucked.
Yeah, apparently you're all fucked.
Yeah.
But like, so are we. So
but
it's
I love
fine.
it. Yeah.
I cannot tell y'all how many times I've considered writing about my haunted experiences, but even thinking about some of the things that happened put an uneasy feeling in my stomach. Ooh. Today, however, I am determined to get it all out in writing. So here's to trying. It all started in August 2011, about 3 months before my 12th birthday, November 6th. My family had grown tired of the violence that had surrounded us in our Charlotte, North Carolina neighborhood. The last straw was drawn the day my mother was held at gunpoint in our front yard after bravely confronting the man she saw running away with my brand new bicycle, the one they had spent months saving to buy me.
Oh my God, I love that she was like, listen up here,
like,
motherfucker.
I will fuck you up. We moved in with my grandparents that night and then to a different state entirely within weeks. I was just about to enter middle school, and my sister, my sister entering the 10th grade at the time. So we were not thrilled about the move, to say the least.
Oh, that's shitty timing.
However, my parents needed to heal from the violence and fear they had endured, and somehow mostly shielded my sister and me from. Good parents.
I know, right?
A Victorian home in the heart of a small town seemed like the place to do it. Hell yeah, it does. So in we moved. Box after box, we made the nearly 200-year-old house a home.
This is like the beginning of the scariest movie.
It absolutely is.
I love it.
I remember feeling like I was in a castle. We went from 1,000-square-foot home to a nearly 4,000-square-foot one seemingly overnight.
Damn.
I was in awe of it. From the grand entryway to my massive bedroom with 6 windows, I couldn't believe it was all ours. I remember wondering how my parents could afford a place like that, but I didn't want to question it. I wouldn't find out until much later that the rent was extremely low due to the inability to keep tenants occupying the space, aka keep them from running out the door muttering about ghosts. That's right, we had moved into a haunted house.
Let's go.
Strange events began occurring almost immediately after our move. It started small. One day my uncle noticed candlesticks on the ground in the dining room. He figured they had fallen from the candle holders on the mantle, so he simply picked them back up and put them back in the candle holders. As he walked out of the room, he heard something smack the window. He turned to look, and the candlesticks were on the ground again, but this time on the other side of the room. Things like this continued. The candlesticks were moved or thrown so frequently that my mother eventually put them in a drawer in the butler's pantry. Chairs would often slide across the room, glasses mysteriously fell from the cabinets and shattered, lights turned themselves on and off at will, and playing cards would often be found spread neatly across the living room floor. One day, I arrived home from school and went up to my room to feed my gerbil.
To feel my gerbil.
To feel my gerbil. To feed my gerbil, as I did every day. I was shocked to find, and honestly, I never had a gerbil. I don't know. Are they soft? They're probably soft, right?
I think our gerbils like
hamsters,
the big,
I think. There's big hamsters.
Yeah, like the big hamsters.
They're probably soft.
Oh, what's the other rodent that I'm thinking of?
Guinea pig?
Yeah, I think. Maybe, what are gerbils?
I don't know.
Remember when I asked where hamsters came from?
Yep, I remember that. Also, but you know what?
Oh, yeah, they're the same. Sorry.
Yeah. Mary Grace was shocked to find that the gerbil had passed away during the school day.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Heartbroken by the loss of my first pet, I found a shoebox and buried him in the backyard.
Oh.
Then I went downstairs to what we called a sitting room. This house had so many random rooms, to feed my turtle. You wouldn't believe my shock to find that my turtle had passed the very same day. You poor little baby.
Oh my God.
I chalked it up to bad luck for my very well cared for pets and buried him next to the gerbil.
Oh my God. I can't imagine how you felt.
That's awful. A few weeks later, I woke up in the middle of the night to a hand pressing the side of my face down into my pillow.
I bet that also felt pretty awful.
That probably wasn't great. I remember being paralyzed in fear until the next morning came. I was still shaken when I came down for breakfast, and my mom said, "Do you remember sleepwalking last night?" I was confused as I'd never done that before. She continued, "Yeah, you came to my bedside and told me there was a man in your room. I told you it was a bad dream to go back to bed. You turned around and left the room." My dad then added, "It's the weirdest thing. Mom told me about the sleepwalking, and it happened at about the same time that your dog came flying downstairs and curled up in a shaking ball in my lap." I feel it is important to note that dog hated my dad and never ever sat with him.
Yeah, it is. That's a very important
That is an
note.
important note.
That's
Soon after
so
that,
terrifying.
I hate this. I stopped sleeping much.
I bet.
It seemed that every time I closed my eyes, I would have an overwhelming feeling that someone was running towards me.
Ugh.
Night after night, I would sit in my room awake with the lights on until eventually exhaustion would take over and I would crash until time to get up for school. One night, I sat awake in my bed rereading To Kill a Mockingbird when something outside caught my eye. I looked out the window next to my bed to see a woman in a red dress standing on the sidewalk across the street. She had her hair fastened in a neat bun, and her dress seemed old-timey, I guessed Victorian style. She had stood there as if she was waiting for a ride. I watched her for a minute or two, and then her eyes shifted up to my bedroom window. I ducked down as quickly as I could, hoping she hadn't seen me spying. When I sat back up, she was gone.
Ugh. I don't like that.
I had all but forgotten about her. I had all but forgotten her about a year later. I signed up to be a storyteller at the town's Halloween cemetery tour. That's fucking awesome.
That's really fucking awesome.
I went in a week before Halloween to find out which person buried in the Confederate cemetery I would be impersonating. Her name was Marie Wallace, the older of the Wallace sisters. During the war, her dad left home to fight with the Confederacy. One day she received correspondence from him that he would be returning home very soon. So she put on her favorite red dress, did her hair nicely, and walked to the town so that she may meet him when he arrived and accompany him home. He didn't show. Day after day, she put on the red dress and went to town. and day after day she waited for her father, who never returned.
Oh,
Marie became known as the woman in red. That was the lady outside your window.
that's so scary and so sad.
Yeah. Legend of the town says that on some nights, passerbys will see her standing in town waiting for her father, who never returned.
Ooh.
When I read this information about her, my jaw dropped. I know with my whole heart that I saw her that night. Before I had even heard a whisper of this story, I saw Marie Wallace clear as day, stuck in a loop of hopeful anticipation.
Oh.
As I grew older, I became more and more accustomed to our living situation. I never did sleep with the lights off in my room, but many nights I would fall asleep with the lights on and wake up with them off, and the doors of my wardrobe in my room standing wide open.
I don't like that.
The wardrobe was there when we moved in because I had no closet. I decided to keep it. It had a hook lock on the front that I always kept hooked into place, but somehow it never failed that I would wake up to the wardrobe doors standing wide open. Many nights, as I laid awake, I would hear the laughter of a little girl and what sounded like a ball bouncing outside of my door.
Oh.
We believed the little girl to be Marie Scott, very popular name at the time. Marie was a 5-year-old who died in the house.
Oh.
She was cooking over an open flame with her mother when suddenly her dress caught fire and she burned to death.
Jesus Christ.
There are accounts from the town's doctor in our historical library that read no amount of morphine could stop the screams of little Marie. The heat of the flames melted the fabric to her skin. She perished after a mere 3 hours.
Jesus.
My whole body is chilling
Oh,
right
that's
now.
horrific.
In total, we know about 20 deaths in the home.
Damn.
After Marie's death, you better believe I am looking up this home.
Yeah, are we about to cover it?
After Marie's death, the family turned it into a boarding house, and then eventually it became a birthing center after returning to a single-family home.
This sounds like the murder house from AHS.
Yeah. You're right. Many of the deaths were, of course, mothers and babies. However, one death in particular happened in my bedroom. A woman was struck by a car in 1930 and was put in my room to rest. It is said that she died before the doctor could arrive.
Ooh, that's freaky.
Eventually, due to matters out of our own hands, we were told to move and given very little notice to do so. The sweet landlord that we had fostered a friendship with passed at 94 years old, and her estranged son got the house we were living in. So once again, we packed up our lives to move. When we started packing, the activity in the house got insane. I was shoved down the stairs by something that I could clearly feel but not see, and I fractured my wrist.
Oh, wow.
My sister came home from college to help with the move and complained that she could not sleep because she was being woken up at night by women cackling on the screen porch connected to her bedroom. Just women cackling out on the bedroom.
Just vibing out there.
Just vibing.
Just having a fucking time. They were probably playing cards or some shit.
Hell yeah, just cackling.
I kinda
Talking
love
about
that.
that lady down the street and she's cheating on her husband. You know they were just sitting there gossiping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, drinking sweet tea.
Oh,
You know?
living.
The crawl space into the attic was constantly coming open. Furniture from downstairs was being found in the hallway upstairs.
What?
Furniture that was no more than 60 pounds became far too heavy for 2 people to pick up. It goes on
What?
and on. I've never heard of that. That's wild.
I've also never heard of that. That's insane.
On moving day, I loaded all of my things to the foyer downstairs and did a quick sweep of the upstairs. After all the boxes from the foyer were on a trailer, my mom told me to do another sweep upstairs. In perfect teenager, I rolled my eyes and stomped back up the stairs. You would never believe the way my heart started racing when I found a pile of moving boxes neatly stacked in the center of my once empty room. I quickly loaded them onto the trailer and then told my mom that I was going to walk to the new house 2 blocks away, still in the historic district. After I left, my mom began waxing the floors downstairs. She loved that house and wanted to leave it as close to perfect condition as she could.
Oh.
Midway through waxing, my granddad, a hardcore non-believer in all things spooky, yelled my mom's name in an alarmed tone. It wasn't until then that my mom realized all the hair on her head was standing up straight, as if someone was standing above her and pulling it.
Oh my God.
She quickly reached up and started smoothing it down. At this time, the front door swung open and then slammed shut, and the old-timey manual bell started ringing like crazy. They both made a beeline for the front door. My granddad said the last thing he saw before slamming it shut was a snake sliding down from the banister of the stairs.
What? Okay, Kraft.
I'm screaming.
Holy cannoli.
So that's my story. There's so much more that happened while living there, but I just picked out the things that still stand out in my mind. I hope you enjoyed and that it didn't freak you out too much.
It did.
Nowadays, I get to sleep soundly in the dark, snuggled up to my soon-to-be husband. June 4th, 2022, baby. You're married.
He's your husband. Congratulations.
I love it. And actually, it's like a little over a year. Happy year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's like a month.
No, it was last year.
Yeah, congrats.
I love this man with my whole heart and honestly wish I could introduce the whole world to him just so they could know how amazing he is.
Oh my God.
Your love is beautiful.
I love your love.
Thank y'all for enduring my lengthy tale. Keep it weird. Mary,
so sweet.
Mary Grace.
Mary
that
Grace.
Was compelling. It was amazing.
Incredible.
I can't believe you endured that.
Seriously.
I'm amazed by you. That was such a cool story. Holy shit.
That's a lot, man.
Damn.
Holy shit. We have time for one more?
We have time for one more.
Let's do one fucking more.
Let's do one fucking more. I'm excited about these hauntings.
I love haunts, but I don't want one. This one is called Listener Tale About the Time I Bought a Demon House.
Yay, demon houses.
Hello. Oh, I see a dog. Sorry. Hold on.
Doge.
I'm busy.
Oh. I see a dog. Sorry, I'm busy.
It was a dog that this person sent. Hello, ladies. I've attached a patafa and a couple of pictures to go along with the tale about the time my husband and I bought a demon house with a ghost-infested dresser. It's a wild ride. Hello, ladies. My name is Desiree. Yes, you may use my name. And I have been obsessed with the podcast for at least a year now, and it has been the highlight of many road trips for me. Thank you.
Thanks.
You guys are the absolute best at what you do, and it's honestly the best part of my day to get to listen to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Enough of me being gushy about how amazing you are. I recently listened to the listener tale from Brad and his crazy house, and I just knew that I finally had to submit mine. I remember Brad's tale. That was wild.
That was wild.
Actually, it's in this folder. Hearing his story made me feel so validated for what I went through. So, Brad, if you're listening to this, you're not alone and living in a crazy-ass house. We are in this together, bud. I want to apologize in advance because the story is a little long, but I can assure you every bit of it serves a purpose. I'm also not a writer, so if there's any errors in this, sorry, y'all. I never claimed to be a writer.
Never apologize.
Don't apologize. As far as trigger warnings go, I mention night terrors, thoughts of suicide, and blood, but only mildly. Anyway, here we go. I met my husband, Drew.
Drew Sever.
When I was 15, we began dating right away. I met my soulmate, and I'm so thankful that I had him to go through this experience with.
All of your loves are beautiful.
I know. The theme
even
is
Alan
love.
and C and her
No,
what
D.
is it? Or D, excuse
and
me.
her stupid thick. No, dummy thick.
Dummy
thickica.
thick booty. I'm here for all of your loves.
I love love, even when it's about dummy thick booties. Well, we got married. We got married in 2013 when I turned 20 and bought his grandparents' home where his father and his siblings had grown up. We couldn't have been any more excited. However, that was short-lived because we barely had signed the papers for the house when one of his aunts asked me if I was sure I wanted to move into a haunted house.
Oh, come on.
Cue me looking into the camera like I'm on an episode of The Office.
Is she fucking serious? She waited till we signed the papers.
Stanley, is he the fucking serious guy?
Come on.
Oh wow, you just looked like him.
I look like Stanley.
You did the mouth thing that Stanley does. Yes, exactly. Me being me, I just thought she was joking. That was until nearly every sibling had chipped in at some point about their experiences as well. They ranged from hearing voices to being held down in bed. I feel like this should have been said before we agreed to buy the house, but whatever.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
At DSW, we ask the important questions, like what shoes are you going to wear? Whether you're prepping for wedding season, festival season, or just planning the ultimate vacay, the right shoes can make or break an RSVP. So own the moment. You've got big plans, and we've got just the shoes. At the perfect price, of course. Get ready to get ready with Designer Shoe Warehouse. Head to your DSW store or dsw.com today and let us surprise you.
I told myself I'd just be Zach Baggins for a bit.
For a bit.
After all, how bad could it be? Me saying that line was the worst thing I ever could have said.
We've all been there.
Yep. Now, my husband and I did what every good horror movie tells you not to do, and we decided to renovate the entire house. Oh, no.
I love it.
Not just a few cans of paint and new appliances kind of renovation, but we completely gutted the house.
No.
Uh-oh, you're waking them all up.
I'm worried.
That was probably our first mistake, but sue me for wanting to have the house of my dreams.
Never.
If I was going to be living in a haunted house, then I was damn sure going to make it worth it.
Hell yeah.
We decided we were going to gut the downstairs where our master bedroom and main living space was, use the upstairs for storage, and update it as we could. In one of the bedrooms upstairs, there was a very beautiful, very old dresser that had plates stating, and I can read. It was a very old dresser that had a plate stating it was made in 1912. It was strange to me because the mirror wasn't even hazy like most old pieces tend to be, and it was huge. It was so big that they actually had the upstairs built around it because it wouldn't fit down the stairwell.
That's awesome.
That's wild. Something about that seemed weird to me too, but whatever. It was just a dresser.
Yeah.
It's important to note that during this time, my husband worked out of state in Pennsylvania, so he was only home on 1 or 2 weekends a month, which meant that I was alone in that house quite a bit. During the day, I would go into one of the bedrooms upstairs to try to unpack our things, but I would always avoid being up there at night. I can't describe it, but there was just a bad feeling up there, so much so that I couldn't even walk by the bottom of the stairs after dark either. We had a small Yorkie. Yes, I will attach a photo just for you.
Oh, thank you.
I was literally so excited. Who wouldn't walk past the stairs either. He would walk up to them, then back his way into the next room without taking his eyes off the top of the stairs. He had never even tried to step so much as a paw onto the steps. But one day, he got brave. He made it to the very top of the stairs before something startled him, and he jumped from the top and fell all the way down the wooden steps with such force that he slammed into the wall at the bottom.
Oh.
He was completely fine, thank God. But he never went over there again. Mikie just almost shat himself.
Right?
Mikie almost shitted his pants. Shitted. The whole time, I almost shitted also. Shitted.
I'm worried.
But the whole time we worked on the house, we experienced small things, but we didn't draw attention to it. Footsteps, flickering lights, those kinds of things. I told myself that was as bad as it that if that was as bad as it got, then I was fine. It was weird, but I could deal with it. One night, not too long after moving in, I was asleep in our bed when I could hear what sounded like footsteps above my head from the upstairs bedroom, but I wrote it off saying it was probably just the house cracking and popping. I made it in instead of ing. The house was built in the 40s, so it was older and not unheard of to make some noise. I went back to sleep, not giving it another thought until the next day when I went upstairs to unpack more things, and there was a tote sitting in the hallway that I most definitely did not leave there. Again, I was determined not to draw attention to the happenings, so I just moved the tote back in the room. That night, the same thing happened, only I could hear heavy things being moved across the floor. I got out of bed and locked my bedroom door because, yeah, ghosts totally can't get through a locked door, right? Insert eye roll here. Honestly, I feel that way too, though. And stayed up the rest of the night listening to the movement upstairs. The next day, sure enough, all the boxes and totes had been moved to one side of the room away from the dresser. If that wasn't scary enough, there were thousands of dead flies on the opposite side of the room.
That's when you know.
Oh, and that probably smelled so yuckas.
That's Damon.
Oh, I hate it. If there's one thing I've learned from spending my free time watching ghost hunting shows on television, it's that dead flies are commonly associated with demonic activity or evil.
See,
because they're nasty. I never grabbed a vacuum so fast in my entire life. If I could make it to fly like the witch on Hocus Pocus, I would have flown around that room with it. That's how fast I was. It's a hell no on the demon flies for me. I wish I could say that was the last of dead flies in that room, but no. Every day there were more and more, no matter how many exterminators I called or how much I vacuumed. It was only in that room, which made that room feel just as creepy. To save time on this story, we're going to fast forward about a month or so. Just because I'm fast forwarding, trust me, crazy shit happened daily, and it was really taking its toll on me mentally. My friends were being absolutely amazing throughout the whole ordeal. I'll change their names only because I didn't get their permission, but if they listen, they'll know who they are. Without them, I truly wouldn't have made it. On nights I was completely alone, I would come home from work, eat dinner, and lock myself in my bedroom and pray that the activity would just stay minimal.
Aww.
I wouldn't come back out until morning. One night, my husband's cousin Bailey came down to visit us while Drew was home from work. We were playing cards late into the night, and just as things were dying down, we heard a sound I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Oh, God.
The most inhuman growl came from the top of the stairs, echoing throughout the entire house. It was so guttural and loud that I was almost certain that somehow a fucking grizzly bear had found its way into my home. I'm scared.
I don't like it.
We all locked eyes with each other and didn't move an inch. The growl lasted for several moments, and then dead silence came back over the house, which almost felt scarier. Yup. Sometimes silence is like so loud after something like that.
Yep.
The three of us went upstairs to make sure there really wasn't an animal, but we couldn't find a thing. That sound still haunts me.
Oh, I hate it.
Me too. Needless to say, I wasn't staying alone in the house very often after that. My friends Shayna and Haley stayed quite often so I wouldn't be alone. One night, Haley and I had fallen asleep on the couch after binge watching quite a few episodes of Outlander. I was in a deep sleep when Haley woke me up in pure terror. Her face was so pale and she was shaking like a leaf. She hadn't really experienced anything for herself until this moment, so she was completely scared. She told me frantically that she had heard a lady whistling and it was coming from toward the stairs. That was new.
You're like, oh, shit.
You're like, oh, you do? I hadn't heard that, so even I tried to convince her that she was dreaming until the whistling started again. It began in one of the rooms upstairs and was moving closer to the stairs and getting louder. Can I just also say that I fucking hate whistling?
I hate this kind of whistling.
I hate any whistling. Anytime Drew whistles, I'm like, stop that. I grabbed Haley's hands and we ran out onto the front porch where we stayed until the sun came up. She didn't stay at night anymore, and I can't say I blame her.
Nah.
God bless Shayna, though, because she stayed nearly every night she could just so I wasn't experiencing what I did alone. She was worried about me, knowing that I wasn't my usual peppy, extroverted self. I was becoming really drained mentally and was beginning to take a toll on my psyche.
Oh, no.
I was having night terrors about being chained up and not being able to escape. I was sick to my stomach almost constantly. I honestly felt like I was losing my mind. It was like I didn't have control over my body anymore, and I felt so isolated. I was beginning to feel depressed and suicidal. I was so desperate for an escape. Even typing this out, I have tears rolling down my cheeks because the thought of ever having to experience any of this again truly shakes me.
My God, I want to hug you.
I do too. It's okay. You're never going to have to do this again.
You're good. You're safe.
You're so safe. Again, to shorten this story, I'll tell you about the worst night Shayna and I had. Growls, things being moved, flickering lights, etc. We were exhausted. The activity had been constant that night. She had woken up and come into my room after the growling started, and where we were sitting on the edge of my bed debating on getting a hotel, to be quite honest. From this viewpoint, we could see the main bathroom downstairs across the house. Suddenly, the main bathroom door slammed shut with such a force that it shook the walls and rattled photos on the walls. We barely had time to look at each other before my bedroom door was being slammed just as loud. Ooh, I hate it.
I really hate this. This is such an angry
entity.
Yeah.
Our screams erupted throughout the house, yet not a single neighbor came to check. Thanks, neighbors. Way to go.
For real.
When I went to open my door, it wouldn't budge. Ooh. It was like something was holding it from the other side. I was frantic, trying to get it to move. Shayna and I were both crying and desperately trying to get out. When it finally let go, I ran outside and collapsed in the yard. I'm not a highly religious person, but I was praying harder than ever, just trying to make it all stop, which led to Drew and I having the house blessed. That didn't work either.
Holy shit.
Now, I could sit here and tell you about every single detail that ever happened, but I want to wrap this up so you don't have an hour-long tale just on my account. Even if we did, it'd be fine. You could be the next Brad.
Hell yeah.
Just know there's so much more to this story that I can bear to write. I'll leave you with the two final instances that ultimately led to Drew and I hightailing it out of there.
Damn, your dream house.
I know. I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah.
Haley came over and told me she'd help me move things into the less creepy bedroom upstairs so we could just close off the room that had held such bad feelings. And maybe if we could close it off, then the activity would cease for a bit, or at least be less active. As we were moving things, she placed her hand on the creepy dresser I previously mentioned, and she instantly gasped. She told me she saw a woman in old-time clothing holding a knife hiding from a man.
What?
She was completely convinced that that was the woman we had heard whistling. I don't know how much I believed in clairvoyance before then, but personally, that definitely made me think twice about it.
Holy shit.
That's wild. That same evening, I went to dinner with Bailey, and when we got back to the house, there was a dinner knife stabbed into my back door.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
No.
I didn't go inside that night, thank goodness. I would yell at you if you did, and stayed with her. Drew was coming home the next day, and I was going to tell him that I could no longer stay in the house. The next morning, I went back to the house just a short time before Drew was due to be there. I was cleaning up around the house and found a few items of clothes I needed to take upstairs. I told myself I would just run up there, toss the clothes, and run back down. Halfway up the stairs, I felt what I thought was a cobweb across my cheek, so I swiped it away when I noticed there was a little droplet of blood on my hand.
What?
I go to the creepy dresser to inspect where it could have come from. That's when I see in the mirror there was a small but deep gash on my cheek.
What?
I'll attach a picture, but it doesn't do it justice how deep it was. It was like somebody had taken their fingernail and stabbed it deep into my face.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I backed away from the dresser and I could feel such a dark presence. I raced to the bottom of the stairs where I could see Drew pulling in the driveway. To sum it up, we sold that house in less than a month and moved even sooner than that. I was done being haunted.
Yeah.
Drew felt so horrible for not being able to be there for me, but he never once hesitated to be my support or to answer any phone calls or FaceTimes at all hours of the night. If it weren't for his love and support and that of my friends, I never would have survived
I'm so glad you have those people around you.
You deserve it. And that is the end of that demon house tale. To end on a lighter note, I did get the home of my dreams this time. No demon, ghost, poltergeist, infested dresser included. Keep it weird, y'all.
Yay!
Oh, that makes me so happy. And
that
also,
makes me happy.
That scratch is so scary. Or that gash,
wild.
really.
Desiree, that's your name. I was like, I want to make sure I can say it.
Oh my goodness, Desiree.
Damn.
I'm
Desiree.
so sorry that you guys all had to deal with like crazy ass hauntings in your house.
You guys handled it like champions, all of you, though.
But it's like supposed to be the one place that you can like get away from all the crazy ass shit in the
Yeah.
world. But then, like, if it's the one place where all the crazy ass shit in the world is, where do you go?
It kind of looks like everybody ended up in the right place, though.
Yeah, it's
They
like
all ended
they
up,
weren't
like,
supposed to be
you
where
know?
they were.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that.
I love you guys.
I want to write a ghost story now.
I know. I love a good ghost story.
Feeling
If
so
you
haunted.
have ghost.
Oh, you have everything.
Yeah,
Good job.
That's my favorite one. Well, we love ya, and we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you live in a haunted house because, oh my gosh, it sounds so scary and I would be pooping my pants all the time, or excuse me, shitting them.
But make sure that your booty is dummy thick.
Yeah, baby. Make sure your booty is dummy thick. Dummy thick.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
We don't just alert, we stop crime before it starts. Simply Safe, plan starting around $1 a day. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/SXM or with promo code SXM.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.
You wouldn't take financial advice from a 72 hours in a single day alpha influencer, would you? Same goes if you're in a car accident or any accident. Who you choose matters. That's why Morgan & Morgan exists. They're the largest injury law firm in America, and they've built a reputation by actually winning cases, not just talking about it. Over 1,000 lawyers across all 50 states and $30 billion recovered. Injured? Go to forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast.